Hello, hello, beautiful ones, luminous ones. Welcome. I'm happy to be back here with you again to share the messages that I read in the field for the month of May. For all of you who are listening or watching, no matter where you are in space and time, these messages will be relevant to you. So even though it's like focused around May, it's a bit more cosmic and broad than that. And lately I've been doing my cartography, my vision drawings to bring in the messages. But just as I was sitting down here to share this month's reading with you, I got the clear indication that I will be using sound to read. So today we'll be exploring with the sound to see what's on the waves of the plasma for you this month. And I'm excited to be doing this with you and for you. If for those of you who are new, my name is 𝘠𝘰𝘷𝘦. I am a licensed acupuncturist, sound healer, and clairvoyant, and I have been doing this work close to 25 years now in one form or another, and I am excited to be doing it with you right now. And if you really like what you receive, or if you've been enjoying these videos and messages along the way, share, like, and subscribe. Let people know, let the light goes through each of us. And if something resonates with you, let me know as well. I always love to hear from you guys. So I feel the session dropping in, or the messages dropping in. So without further ado, you're welcome to sit back, close your eyes, and just receive what you're hearing. So not only, pay attention to the messages that are coming through, but pay attention to your body as well and how it feels. How does the information and the words that I'm speaking is also sound encoded with particular vibrations when I speak during sessions, and when I'm speaking in other parts of my life as well. So it's not just the information that you're decoding as far as language goes, it's the information you're feeling above and foremost in your body. So before we begin, just tune into your body. Notice how you feel here. Let's take a breath together and just notice how your body's feeling. Notice if there's any part of your body that's speaking to you. And then just bring some love and warmth to that part of yourself right now. And I feel like I'm going to dive into those body parts that you're all tuning into for yourselves. Because that's where I feel the entry point is for the messages for this month. So picking up a fear pattern. Fear that you're not good enough, fear that you'll never get there, fear that you'll finish this life without having completed your purpose or your mission. There's this fear of dying before completion. But the part of you that feels this way is only one part of you. There are other parts of you that feel very worthy. But that fear is coming back. So there's this kind of battle. It's like the part of you that's fearful kind of has more power than the part of you that's not fearful. And it's also the part that's speaking more loudly. Why? Because this part of you is trying to get your attention. This part of you is needing your love and your compassion and your attention. So I'm going into the spine here, the lower back, the spine, the sacrum. So there's our issues around prosperity, around money coming through, not having enough. So we have not being enough and not having enough. And this is a lie we tell ourselves. It's a lie that we've believed for a very long time, but it's a lie nonetheless. It might feel true to that part of you that is suffering in this way. But it's a lie because it's not the truth of who you really are. So I'm seeing a place where you're stuck, kind of lodged, frozen out of the body. You know, this can happen during accidents, traumas, emotional, physical trauma, past life trauma, whatever it is. And I've seen this and experienced it myself, where part of your energetic body gets kind of thrown out of alignment with your physical body. So they should kind of line up, right? Like keys on a piano, so they can all be played clearly. But when you have a key that's dislodged, you know, then that information that travels to and through you gets distorted. Okay, so I'm seeing where this is happening in kind of that low back area, the back of the second chakra. So there's a thing about being safe, secure, stability, not just around finances, but just that feeling of safety. And because of that kind of subtle body that's out of alignment, you haven't been able to come into the body. Once you come into the body, then you'll have access to that power that you didn't have before. So that block is preventing you from having access to that particular energy, which will then give you the feeling of having and of being enough. So I'm connecting this to a birth trauma. So it's interesting that this is coming up. I'm actually doing a group Sonic acupuncture session on May 9th. You all are welcome to join. This is by donation and open to the public. It's under my nonprofit, where we would actually be focusing on the womb imprint and how your mother's emotions and life experience and environment and everything she was going through, how that imprinted you during your formative time from conception to birth. And we'll be going through those first 9 months of your existence and start clearing that out. Okay, because everything that's happened to you in the womb actually is continuing. That vibration and attunement to your mother's energy is still playing out within you. And that vibration that you carry is creating your experience in the world, creating your emotional responses. Not all of them, of course, but can be responsible for a lot of those places where you're feeling stuck in life. So there's this birth imprint and this fear of coming into the world. Not sure if you want to be here. Birth is a traumatic experience on some level, depending on how you were born. There was a person that I met. I was studying face reading, Chinese face reading with 𝘗𝘰𝘷𝘦, wonderful teacher. And her son was in the classroom, and we were going around feeling and palpating the energy, the ears, because the ears tell you what happens from birth to 7, and you can map the age of the ear, and you can experience someone's birth. And when I touched that point around his ear that represented his birth, I was like in this pool of water. It was the most serene experience I had ever felt in that moment. And he had a water birth, and he came into the world with no trauma at that point whatsoever. And it was really a memorable thing for me to experience. Most people that I have felt this point on their ear, you can start feeling it's right in front of the ear here. You can start feeling that on the people you know. See what information you get. Kind of maps out the energy of your life, but it doesn't have to control it. It can be integrated if you had a difficult birth. Maybe you had a beautiful welcoming into the world. But if you didn't, it was like the birth, there was a twist. It wasn't a breech birth, but it wasn't coming out smoothly. It's like something was stuck. And this stuckness as you were making your way into the world also created an imbalance in your low back and your hips. It's also like there was something wrapped around your ankle. So maybe you're someone, because of that, maybe the cord was wrapped around your ankle, maybe your ankle was twisted as you were coming into the world. But maybe you've had recurrent ankle problems in this life and you might not understand why. This could be the reason why. Okay, so these recurring patterns that we may not understand where they're coming from, sometimes they are tracked back. A lot of times in my sessions are tracked back to this time in the womb. Okay, and as that's starting to come into alignment, there's just a lot of doubt as if you're, doing what you came here to do, questioning, your path, questioning your purpose. Is there something more for me here than this? And the answer is yes, there is. But you're not going to find it out there. It's not out there. Out there is reflecting to you what's going on in here. You're going to find it in here. And then when you start going in there and meeting those parts of yourself and connecting and reintegrating these parts of yourself, defragmenting these parts of yourself, melting the frozen parts of you, and then you'll see that reflected in your outer world. So it's not like you won't get information from the outer world. You will get those reflections, and you can use the outer world as a beautiful mirror, as feedback, as information of where to look inside. But the invitation, no matter what is happening in your relationships, in your job, in your finances, is to go in. The invitation is to go in and feel that. Feel that. So notice where you're not feeling things, where you're holding your breath, where that energy is not moving, where an energy is not flowing. When you don't have access to that energy, you don't have enough of it, right? So that feeling of not having enough and not being enough is because that life force is being cut off from flowing through you because of these blocks. Going back to the birth pattern. There we go. Now there's movement occurring. Beautiful. And I'm going to the head. So there's trauma to the head. You might be a headache sufferer. Can't see clearly. There's a feeling of your nervous system is hyperactive or overwhelmed. And so your body can't process it. So it kind of shuts down as a way to regenerate and reboot. So not having a sense, not having enough of yourself, right? So not having enough resources in the outer world, not having enough resources within yourself so your energy can flow smoothly. There we go. And then I'm also picking up some throat patterns. There's a lot of pent-up anger here. Angry at the world, angry at what's going on in the world. The question I have for you, is this your anger? Or are you just feeling the anger of those around you? What are you really feeling? Are these feelings that you're having your feelings? Or are you feeling the emotions of other people? And making it and believing it to be your own? How much of this in here is you or not you? How much of this in here is you or not you? What you're feeling is you or not you? And then there's in the throat also the block of not being able to express your truth. But is the truth that you think you want to express your truth, or is it the truth you believe it to be, but it's really coming from someone else or somewhere else? So pay attention, like when you speak, from where are you speaking? Listen to other people when they speak to you and begin to notice from where they're speaking. The people that I really admire and have studied from and been very fortunate to have as teachers in my life. When I think about one of the common traits that they all have is when they speak from this place, from an embodied place, from this place of knowing. They write from this place. It's not coming from the mental body, it's coming from the body. So are you speaking from this embodied place or disembodied place? There we go. Did you feel that shift? A lot of you just came into the body right there. Did you feel that? Beautiful. So now I'm seeing a crown appear on your heads, which I love. It's always a good sign. So just feel how you feel here. Just tune into the body. Notice how that place that was communicating with you when we began, how is that part of you communicating now? Let me know in the comments, send me a message. Okay, we're going to go into this a lot more deeply next week. And I go into this very deeply in my private sessions and when I work my private groups. And so you're welcome to explore it that way if you feel inspired. I'll put the information in the description for you to do that. May is my birthday month. And so to celebrate my birthday with you, I'm actually offering a discount on my Sonic Alchemy session. So if you've ever been considering experiencing a session with me but haven't taken that step, this might be the sign you were looking for. So I'll put the coupon code in the description and you can check it out and see what that's like. It'll be 90 minutes together, just you and me. And then we will check in later on, a few days later, and follow up to see how that session is integrating with you. It's really where you get to experience, and I get to use all of my tools with you. We're not limited on time, and we're not limited to me just doing a drawing for you or just doing a recording for you. We really get to go there deeply. It's one of my favorite things to do with people. And so I'm happy to offer that as a gift to you for my birthday. And I also, again, invite you to the Sonic Acupuncture session next week on May 9th. It's a Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific. That is by donation. Invite your friends. If you are inspired to clear the womb imprint and you feel that this is speaking to you, by all means be there. These sessions have kind of evolved. I've been doing this version of this work monthly as a way for people to have access to sonic and holistic care, but also like an open house where you can come in and people come every month. This is where they come and get their sonic attunements. And but they've begun to take on themes this year, which have been really interesting for me. And so if you want to explore any of the other previous sessions that I've done, I will put the link in the description for that. You can go visit my Sonic Apothecary. All of those sessions are available to you for download, so you can have anytime you need to use them anytime you need. One of the beautiful things about this work is that one session is like the gift that keeps on giving because you can use it repeatedly. And most of my clients say that using a session about 4 to 5 times kind of clears that whole pattern for them, and then we're ready to go to the next level of things. So you really get a lot for a small investment with the Sonic Apothecary and the group session, and even the private session, really. So I am so grateful to be here with you again this month, sharing the messages that the sound had for you. Let me know how your body's feeling. Let me know what came up for you. And I look forward to seeing you either in one of my groups as a private or here next month. So thank you for coming together with me to harmonize the nature of oneself. Blessings. And you are enough.